Hello, I'm William Gallagher and this is the 58 Keys Writing Workshop. It's a video in which I tell you how I happen to write something and then you disagree with me in the comments. I know that sounds flippant, but I mean it. This is writer to writer having a talk. Let's start with me and then you carry on. In this case, actually it's something a bit personal, really. I haven't been taught this. Surprises, the three-part trick. Not quite true. Ronald D. Moore, writer, creator of the reimagined Battlestar Galactica in the early 2000s. I heard a thing with him once talking about surprises, and he used the phrase hide the card. Just basically do anything you can to hide the bit that you're actually building to. And I suppose that's actually similar to mine. I just think of mine as a three-part trick. It is a trick, and actually, I'm afraid, well, I'm telling you because I like it, but I think I like it too much. I certainly use it too often. Get on and just tell you what it is, and then you can see whether it's any use to you or not. You know the thing, the Chekhov line about if there's a gun in the first act, it must be fired in the third. I mean, I know you know it. Maybe you don't happen to know that Anton Chekhov said it, but I know you know it. Even if you weren't a writer, you would know it because you see it in everything. It's like built in to the structure of stories. It's the artifice of a story, a thing that stops stories being like real life, and yet if they were like real life, if they were random, they'd be somehow unsatisfying. You see a gun in the first act, you know where it's going. Might be some red herrings, but everything gets paid off, that's the phrase. Okay, I have a small problem with that in that, oh right, there's a gun. Well, I know where that's going. I want to avoid it. Let's stick with the gun as an example, because, dramatic stuff. I would like instead to do a story in this way. Page one of the novel, page one of the script, whatever it is, a woman buys a gun. Play up the drama of that, of why is she buying it, what's going on in the area, is she in a bad place, is she afraid, is she dangerous, all that stuff. And clearly that's going to be the story. And then on page two, maybe three, she hides the gun in her bedside table. And right after she does so, her 7-year-old kid or something comes in searching around, and now we know where this is going to go. Fine. On page 80 or 90, in the third act of the script, the woman uses the gun on the bedside table to shoot her husband. What we've done is we've made that final shooting work because we knew there was a gun and she's used it. It's not suddenly that there's a gun that's come out of nowhere. It makes sense. But hopefully what we've done is hidden that by doing the thing with the kid earlier on. So the three parts are, this is a thing, this is what it's really there for in the story, aha, no, 80 pages later, that's why it's really there. That's what I like in the three-part surprise thing for it. And like I say, I overuse this, but I find it kind of terribly satisfying. Plus, satisfying for the reasons that it's a surprise at the end when you see it because you know about it, but you think it's done. It's a surprise at the end because it works and you've seeded it correctly, but also it doesn't have to make you work at the start of the story. I mean, you've got to find a reason for her to buy the gun, you've got to find a reason for the kid to go, and then you've got to pay that off in some sort of way. The three-part surprise thing. The idea of it is to build up a great and satisfying surprise. The result of it is hopefully that, but also you have to have written something better than you might have done otherwise. It does get complicated if you're trying to do several surprises and it's all overlapping, but yeah, and I think I've just given away. If you ever read a story of mine and there's a gun in it, you're going to think, I know where that's going. Surprises. We have a problem with surprises as writers because they have to work. I have this thing. Well, I'm in a shed. I'm thinking about wood. I think write a story, an article, a piece, script. It's like a piece of wood in that it has a certain grain to it. So you move your hand across it in one direction, the way when you're reading forward for the first time, and the wood is sort of catching, it's hurting you, it's surprising you, it's cutting, it's drawing blood if necessary. But then at the end, you move your hand all the way back over it and it's perfectly smooth. Everything works perfectly. There's no contrivance. There's no, oh look, she's suddenly got a gun we didn't know about. It all works in retrospect. I love the fact that with good writing we are taken somewhere. We were popped down, and at the end, that is where the writer intended us to go all the way through. And it wasn't overt, it wasn't contrived. We didn't see where the journey was going to be, but we were taken on it, and along the way, hopefully, had a few really good surprises. Like I say, I just enjoy that, and I kind of found it through writing. If you could tell me in the comments whether actually that's, I don't know, what, comedy writing 101 or something, and just deflate me, that'd be all right. That'd be fine. Or if you could tell me how you like to write surprises, and then I will, in all honesty, steal them from you as fast as I possibly can. But for now, that's it for this 58 Keys writing workshop. There's a new 58 Keys writing workshop for all writers on every Monday on YouTube, on this 58 Keys channel, 7 p.m. UK time, and also 58 Keys, the regular 58 Keys, the OG 58 Keys continues on Wednesdays. Wednesday, 7 p.m. UK time. That's always about writing, yes, but specifically for writers who, like me, happen to write on Macs and iPhones and iPads. It's a bit more niche than this. This one is meant to be even if you use pencils for your writing. I know, crazy. Thank you very much for watching. Take care of yourself. Write more, and I'll see you soon.